Ma'am, is someone able to share the PDF if possible? Because मेरा share नहीं हो रहा है.
एक सेकंड, तुमने मुझे भेजा है ना?
Yeah.
होल्ड ऑन. तुम अभी वो नहीं हो ना, मैं तुम्हें बना भी नहीं रही हूँ डर के मारे. तुमने एंड क्यों कर दिया था?
मैम वो एंड नहीं किया था. आई डोंट नो, सडनली वो एकदम मेरे से बंद ही हो गई.
तुम मुझे दिखी भी नहीं रही हो इसके अंदर.
I'll just turn my camera on in a minute.
Oh, that's okay. ओके, मैं ओपन करती हूँ.
Ma'am, can you see my screen?
एक सेकंड, मैंने तो हाँ, आई कैन सी. ये तुमने ही तो लगाया हुआ है ना, व्हाट इज बॉडी लैंग्वेज?
हो गया अब शेयर.
हाँ, yes, we can see.
All right, ma'am, so I'll start. So, guys, we're starting and we're learning about body language here. So, the first question is, what exactly is body language? Body language is a type of non-verbal communication in which physical behaviors, as opposed to words, are used to express or convey information. Such behaviors include the facial expressions, body postures, gestures, eye movements, touch, and the use of space. Body language exists in both animals and humans, and it is also known as kinesics. So the important question here is why? What is the relevance, and why is body language important in itself? So statistics says that 7% of a message is conveyed through words, and about 93% comes from non-verbal communication. And it is taken from the Mehrwanian's communication model, which states that the body language is more important than the tone of the voice and the choice of words when communicating a true feeling. Uh, However, this study is based on only emotion, on the study which was involving feelings and attitudes. So it's not applicable in all cases. However, we still know the relevance and the importance of the non-verbal communication and the non-verbal cues, and that's what we're going to discuss about. So the non-verbal communication cues, that is the way you look, listen, move, and react, tell the person you're communicating whether you care or not, if you're being truthful or not, and how you're listening. When your non-verbal signals match up your words that you're saying, they increase trust, clarity, and rapport. When they don't, they generate tension, mistrust, and confusion. To become a better communicator, it is important to be more sensitive not only to the body language, to our body language and verbal cues, but to your own. So let's start by how to read the body language. So we're going to talk about facial expressions. I'm going to show a picture here so as to depict, and then we can actually study all of them in detail. So the first picture shows the sign of happiness. Now we know this is a sign of happiness because we can see a smile on her face. We can see confusion because she's kind of thinking what's happening. She's kind of lost. Sadness, we can see the face is, it's almost crying and he's feeling distressed. A situation of surprise is shown with a hollow mouth and the person, he's in total awe. The anger is shown by the grin on the face and the eyebrows. And if you see the excitement, it's shown by the kind of a happy face, which is almost like a mix between surprise and happiness. And even to some extent, the person is confused when he's excited. So let's see all of them in detail. So let's start with happiness. When a person is happy, they're typically smiling and more likely looking down. Their facial expression and the body conveys greater sense of energy in general. Then in sadness, there's a lack of smile and an unwillingness to do something. So it's a sign of sadness. A person who is sad is more likely to have an eye downcast. By an eye downcast, you normally look down. And the facial body language is also de energized, especially when compared to someone who's happy. So you can easily make out the difference between somebody who's happy and someone who's not is by the energy levels. While somebody who's happy will, be full of energy and they'll be radiating their energy all through the room. But if there's someone who's unhappy, you'll normally find them at a corner and very less energy. And obviously, they'll not be throwing energy towards the other person as well. Then we talk about somebody who's focused. When somebody is focused, their eyebrows are lowered and they're more centered. And the colloquial expression for this is having knitted brows. So when we say somebody has knitted brows, it means that person is working with full focus on something. Their eyes look more focused, and in general they will have more and will look more determined in regards to whatever the task they're undertaking. Usually, positive moods are associated with more focus and central overall. This process occurs in conjunction with increased mental function and therefore is sometimes referred to as mentally focused. In this way, facial language body may additionally suggest how a person is thinking. An obvious example can be found in everyday conversation. A person is looking at the other person they are in conversation with, who is the primary focus of the visual attention, whilst also thinking about what they're saying, which demonstrates increased mental function. A person doing this look like they're focused both visually and mentally or understanding the other person. Then we're talking about somebody who's unfocused. Unfocused is a physical expression which will often feature the eyebrows being raised with an unfocused look on the eye. A person who's unfocused will look less enthusiastic about any task which they're undertaking. Depressed, bored, and anxious moods are often associated with looking unfocused. Then we talk about a confident look. A confident facial look involves a more focused, centered, and energized look. A confident person is much more likely to be looking up and willing to make an eye contact. Afraid. The facial language of someone who is afraid to look is afraid, looks distressed and de-energized in general. Their eyebrows will often be raised and their brows will make similar taut. Their mouth will hang open partially. Similar to sadness, a person who's afraid is more likely to be looking down with their eyes downcast. An exception to this, if the person is suddenly afraid or alarmed, in this case, a person will instinctively put their head back and look at the source of the threat. This is done instinctively to move the head out, may whilst visually identifying the source of threat. As it is still fearful response, however, the level of the focus will still be reduced to relative to a confident reaction where they look more focused. So as ma'am told us in the class when we were asked to raise our hands, and she told us is how people put both their hands at the back when they're shown with something scary or when they're afraid. So a similar kind of a reaction on the face is being talked about. In afraid, there are two kinds of situations where one, a person is de-energized and the other one where the person is afraid. And those expressions are obviously quite different from each other, but they're both symbols of being afraid. So next, we're going to talk about the eyes. Now, before I move forward, I would want to ask everyone if they have a problem in understanding the whole facial expression parts and if they have any questions.
Yes, Sana, I do have a question. Can I ask?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
So, till now, what you have said, these characteristics like unfocused, confident, afraid, don't you think that it's giving us the body language is giving us a wrong idea in whole itself, as in it's only legit for a short period of time. As in, take an example. Uh, Tomorrow is your interview, so you must be very confident. You must need to be very confident while speaking. But if what if for a longer period of time you are not a confident person itself? So you are making a wrong perspective about yourself through this body language as an
Well, I
asset.
think
So
Well, I think in order to change your body language or portray as somebody else that you aren't, you might be able to do it for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Then when you enter into the zone of talking to a person, at the end you will start reflecting
yes,
what you actually are. I don't think we'll be able to hold ourselves in a way that we're trying to picture. I might try and act very confident, but if I am unconfident on the inside, I might be doing some things like scratching my hand or biting my lips, which eventually would show up because I can, remain into a certain phase for a minute to maximum 5 minutes. After that, my inner self would come out. So I don't think it is something which can kind of confuse the other person about us, or it is wrong, because at the end of the day, we will, in a matter of time, show what we actually are. So even if you sit in the interview and then you introduce yourself and you'll be very confident with it, but when faced with questions, if you're not confident, I don't think you'll be able to answer them in the way that you're showing or portraying yourself.
yeah, but with a proper training and guidance, you can counter on that also, no?
Please go ahead.
Uh, I,
May
counter your point that
No,
am I audible?
yeah, you are audible. You said you want to
Hello.
counter. So obviously, we can have a discussion about the same.
Yeah. So I was telling that with a proper training, he can control his emotions
Yeah,
for
people go to
more than
Toastmasters
time.
doing such things and they take proper etiquette classes and stuff. I agree with that completely. But I don't think that can change your inner self. If somebody, tells you how to behave like a confident person and you keep doing that, I don't think it's going to last until you're actually confident on the inside.
Yes, but it will last for a few moments now, and for a discussion to have, a discussion must not last more than, if you want to impress someone, you show off with very fancy words or something which uh, something the person who doesn't know those words. If you want to show off, or and besides to that, if you want to help someone, I think you should keep everything much more simple. So body language, I think it would be great for a shorter span of time rather than a longer period of time. Being I think deep studying in these points like eye gaze, it will help for a shorter period of time, because if you are sad, you might not be sad for a longer period of time. It will be a very short period of time. So what we can counter is you can take the precise time that what will be his emotion at that moment, but you can't portray for a longer range of his life what kind of person he is through
I
body
get your point
language.
about being happy or sad, which is momentary. I understand that's not something which is perennial for a person, but a condition of being confused, a condition of being excited, a condition of being angry, these are traits of a person that he carries. And I don't think, if I'll be totally incorrect in saying that, there are some people who are happy all the time and there are people who are sad all the time, and you can easily make it out from their behaviors. There are people who are into their shell, and I'm not talking about introvert extrovert here very clearly. I'm talking about people who are happy or sad. There are people you meet and they're always feeling low, and then there are people who are always feeling on the high side. So this is more general about reading the characteristics and behavior of a person, I think.
But I still think it's for a shorter period of time, because a person can't be happy forever his life. There will be moments, there will be ups and there will be downs in his life.
Absolutely, you're right. But that doesn't mean that a person is I agree with you that somebody is not happy all the time. Okay, I'll give a very basic example from the class itself. So
See,
normally,
humans are a complicated thing. They have a n number of emotions.
yeah,
We can't classify into a one basket of traits. So that's what I'm trying to say it out.
absolutely true. But then still, I think, so let's take a very basic example from the class
Yeah.
itself. So when our class started and ma'am spoke to Shivani for the first time, ma'am was like, Shivani is a ball of positivity and happiness. And how do you read that? Because you saw the person for the first time. They had certain facial expressions. Now obviously it doesn't mean Shivani can't feel low at a certain point in her life, but she would carry a certain virtue of how she is. Similarly, there are people who are very serious
But
when you look.
that is because ma'am has a huge lot of years of experience, and she knows what kind of person she's going to counter
Absolutely
with this.
right.
So I think it's her experience that's playing out rather than that of the emotions which you are saying in this slides.
But do you not think that when you so you learn about something like body language and you know what, then you can know what a correct body language is? Isn't it important for us to know the kind of person that we
No,
are from our body
I
language
didn't
itself?
disagree with you. I didn't disagree with you. What my question was, it's good for a shorter period of time rather for a longer stretch. That's what was my question.
I think for a longer period of time, you would show what you actually are. So I think, see, body language, in my opinion, is a subconscious thing. You don't consciously do it for a short period of time. You are always in the process of doing that. When we're speaking, when we're talking, you're nodding, which means you are maybe, listening to me, showing your interest or whatever. This is a kind of a
Hmm.
body language itself. So instead of
Yes, it
we
is.
thinking of what we're doing, instead what we're doing is we are seeing something which is happening with us subconsciously. We move our hands while speaking, we nod, we sometimes scratch our face while thinking. So all of these are very subconscious. You might not do it, you might do it once or twice, thinking that, okay, I want to show myself as somebody who's speaking and I'll scratch my chin or something of those parts. But when I would be actually in that position, I'm doing it, it's mostly subconscious. So instead
Yes,
of
it is. It is subconscious, but it's not predictable. It's predictable
I
up to
agree,
a
it's
limit,
not
but
predictable. Absolutely, it's not
it's not.
predictable.
Hello.
Everybody has a different behavior. We can't say
Mhm,
that, okay, this person is definitely going to have this kind of a behavior. It can be
mhm, mhm,
different
mhm.
and unpredictable, no doubt about that.
Yeah, thank you.
So what happens is, no. I was waiting for you all to finish. Nishant, I would like to, have a discussion with you on this. So
Yes, ma'am.
Nishant says, Nishant, तुम अगर एक बार ये हटा दिया तो दोबारा नहीं लगा पाओगी ना सना? ये स्लाइड लगी रहने देते हैं.
I can move.
नहीं दोबारा से लगा पाओगी कि नहीं लगा पाओगी? Or let this slide stay there. Don't worry. So Nishant says, I want everyone here in the class to listen. Okay. So Nishant has put in a very valid, very interesting question ahead, Nishant. Okay. जो तुम बोल रहे हो वो बिल्कुल सही बोल रहे हो कि पहली बात तो बॉडी लैंग्वेज क्या है. We will come to emotions. Okay, Nishant. I'm going to address what Sana has shown right now on slide. I'll address that as well. Right now we discuss your one point and then we'll move to the second point. So Nishant says कि जो body language है तो वो कुछ समय के लिए रहती है ना. अगर मैं हंस रहा हूँ, खुश हूँ, मैंने तुमने मेरा इमोशन देखा तो मैं उस समय पे खुश हूँ. उसके बाद मैं हर समय खुश नहीं रह सकता, मेरा फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन बदल जाएगा. Am I right, Nishant? So body
Yes,
language
absolutely.
makes you smarter. Body language, we are going to look at body language from two ways. The first way is, if I know the body language, I will know what you are thinking. Okay. Which is so interesting. You have not said anything. Okay. You have not said anything. You just, when I was talking, आप incline होकर के बैठ गए. तो मुझे समझ आ गया कि आप इंटरेस्टेड हो मेरी कॉन्वर्सेशन में। अगर आपको बॉडी लैंग्वेज का आइडिया नहीं है तो आपको नहीं पता चल पाएगा। मैं कोई चीज बेच रही हूँ, सेल्स करती हूँ रोज मैं, तो मेरा जो कस्टमर है वो ऐसे करने लग गया। सो दिस इज एन एनालाइजिंग पोजिशन वेयर आई अंडरस्टैंड कि एनालाइज कर रहे हैं, और ये अब जो है चाहे वो स्टूडेंट हो चाहे वो से कस्टमर हो, अब वो एक क्वेश्चन लेके आने वाला है मेरे पास में। सो इफ आई नो यू, it becomes a lot easier doing the deal or a transaction or doing anything, whether it is professionally or personally. Now निशांत कहता है कि अगर मैं थोड़ी देर के लिए ये वर्क करेगा ना, so निशांत, what happens is body language changes with time. Okay, so if I'm making an eye contact with you for 5 to 10 seconds, it is just acknowledgement. मैं एक्नॉलेज कर रही हूँ कि आप मेरे सामने खड़े हुए हो। जब हम रेलवे स्टेशन में लाइन में खड़े होते हैं कि वो हमें देख ले, क्यों देख ले? क्योंकि उसे देख लिया तो वो हमें टिकट दे देगा। हम कैशियर की लाइन में खड़े होते हैं बैंक में, कैशियर देखता ही नहीं हमारी तरफ क्योंकि वो एक्नॉलेज ही नहीं करना चाह रहा कि हम यहाँ पर है। सो इफ फॉर फ्यू सेकेंड्स आई एम स्टैंडिंग and you look at me, you acknowledge me, and if I smile, you welcome me at that time. But when this eye contact increases, it becomes for a minute. Now तो लीगल लॉ आ गया है, जो तुमने कहा था सब कुछ डिफाइंड है, अब तो लीगली मैं सू कर सकती हूँ तुमको कि निशांत मुझे घूर रहा था या ये मुझे घूर रहा था। So body language changes, so you have to become expert in understanding what is the body language. Okay, now this is from the perspective when you are trying to understand the other person. हमने last class में okay, I don't think so I did it with everyone here in the class. Can you switch on your video? Chunky, can I see your hand? I'm going to ask you a few personal questions and I want you to answer honestly. Chunky, can I see your hand? Like this, hand? So, okay. Manish, can I see your hand? Very good. And Nishant, can I see your hand? Nishant, can I see your hand? I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay. Nishant. Shivam? Jyotishna? I don't know if they are available also or if they are listening also. Ajay, can I see your hand? Very good, Jyotishna. Thank you so much. Shivani, can I see your hand? Although you know the answer, but still I want to see. Okay, thank you, Shivani. So now what happens is, guys, now when I asked Nishant, can I see your video? So जब मैंने पूछा कि मैं questions पूछने वाली हूँ, ठीक है? So निशांत ने ऐसे हाथ किया और चंकी ने ऐसे हाथ किया, ठीक है? So ये जो posture है, ये यूजुअली अगर मैं आकर के पीछे से तुम्हें पकड़ लूं ना, अभी निशांत अनम्यूट करो, मैं तुम्हारे साथ डायरेक्ट कॉन्वर्सेशन में हूँ। सो अगर मैं आकर के पीछे से तुम्हें पकड़ लूं ना, एकदम से अचानक से तुम पढ़ रहे हो, पीछे से आके कोई तुमको दबोच ले, सो व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू डू, यू आर गोइंग टू डू दिस हैंड्स। So this is a kind of stress when we go through, कोई हमें पकड़ रहा होता है और हम डरते हैं तो हमारे हाथ ऐसे जाते हैं। Under stress, what happens is, मुझसे जो भी पूछा जाएगा ना, 100% पॉसिबिलिटी है कि आप मुझे सही आंसर देने वाले हैं। ओके, आप मुझे सच आंसर बताने वाले हैं, ठीक है? नाउ हियर गोज शिवानी। शिवानी गोज लाइक दिस। ओके शिवानी, अच्छा, देयर वाज वन मोर पर्सन आई फॉरगॉट जिसका हाथ ऐसे था। सो व्हेन योर फिंगर, हाँ, so Sana, so when my hand is like this, okay, when my fingers are joined, Nisha, so what's happening is usually what it means in body languages, we will go that how it means to that, but what it means is कि मैं तब तक नहीं बताऊंगा जब तक आप पूछेंगे नहीं। You need to poke me to get the answer and then I will tell you the answer. Now Sana goes, Shivani goes like this. So when a person does like this or does like this, he or she can show any personality. He can go into stress and tell me everything, or he might not show anything. इस वाली क्लास में नहीं, but there are people who do like this. उनसे पूछो, how many of you are married in the class? So there are some people who will do like this. Okay, this is my favorite question. Some people will do like this and some people will do like this. Seriously, आप किसी भी ग्रुप में जाकर के पूछिएगा, अगर आप सेशन ले रहे हो, how many of you are married? There are some people who do like this and there are some people who do like this. So when my hand goes like this, it says the possibility is that I'm going to lie today. So now this thing I'm going to get to know before even I've asked the questions. Now Nishant, how do I get this theory? How do I know about it? Or how do I got to know about it? In America, US, जब उनको कोर्ट में लेके जाया जाता है तो हम लोग गीता पे हाथ रख के कसम खाते हैं, दे टेक अ वाव लाइक दिस, that whatever I'm going to say is going to be true. और वहां पर एक साइकोलॉजिस्ट बैठा रहता है जो ये एनालाइज करता है. नाउ वो एनालाइज करता है कि ये सच बोल रहा है कि नहीं. अब नाउ निशांत का क्वेश्चन वेरी वैलिड है कि हम इससे झूठ बोल सकते हैं. तो निशांत, सच ये है कि हमारे जो शब्द हैं, हमारे जो वर्ड्स हैं आज की डेट में, ओके, वो खोखले हो चुके हैं. कोई सच बोलता ही नहीं है. ठीक है. दैट इज वाई देयर इज अ सेइंग व्हिच सेज एक्शंस स्पीक लाउडर देन वर्ड्स. अगर कोई आपसे कितना ही कह रहा है कि वो आपसे बहुत प्यार करता है, बहुत प्यार करता है, लेकिन वो किसी और को जा करके आपकी गर्लफ्रेंड डेट कर रही है, तो उसका जो एक्शन है वो ज्यादा सच है rather what she is saying or what he is saying. I've given you this example because you guys are youngsters. Okay, so this means more. The actions, ये मैंने नहीं कहा, this has been acceptable. Now निशान says कि ये जो है कुछ समय तक, तो क्या होता है निशान, कुछ समय बाद जो होता है बॉडी लैंग्वेज बदल जाती है. नाउ कमिंग टू दिस कि हाउ लॉन्ग यू कैन फेक इट. यू आर सो राइट. अगर मुझे बॉडी लैंग्वेज के बारे में थोड़ा आता है, ठीक है, मुझे पूरा नहीं आता है, मुझे थोड़ा बहुत आता है, तो मैंने क्या किया, मैंने बॉडी लैंग्वेज पे प्रैक्टिस किया और मैं आकर के इस क्लास में आ गई. तो मैं मे बी आपको आधे घंटे, 1 घंटे तक बेवकूफ बना सकती हूँ. After that, you all will definitely get to know that I don't know the body language or I don't have the knowledge on this subject. So you are right. Okay, you will get to know even if I'm showing you the slides. Even if verbally I'm telling you, तुम लोगों को ये पता चल जाएगा कि मुझे नहीं आता है ये टॉपिक. कैसे पता चल जाएगा निशांत आपको? स्लाइड दिखा रहे हैं हम, स्लाइड सामने है. कैसे पता चलेगा निशांत?
Ma'am, to your confidence of voice.
Yes, absolutely. With the pitch of my voice, the way I'm walking, the way I'm talking, the way my hands are moving, the way my expressions are moving. Now the point is there is a line, Nishant. Fake it until you make it. Inverted commas में. मुझे ये लाइन झूठ लगी थी आज से 10 साल पहले या maybe 15 साल पहले. Okay, when I started trainings, I think it was 15 years back. Okay, I started it as a hobby. So जब मैं पहली बार क्लास में गई थी और सॉफ्ट स्किल की क्लास में गई थी और मैंने ये लाइन बोली थी, तो मुझे लगा था ये झूठ है, ये 100% झूठ है. बट आज की डेट में when I'm talking to you, उस दिन मैं प्रैक्टिस करके गई थी निशांत. उस दिन मैं प्रैक्टिस करके गई थी उस क्लास में, क्योंकि मुझे डर लग रहा था. मेरी पहली या दूसरी क्लास थी नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन की. स्लाइड लेके गई थी, स्लाइड खत्म हो गई, तो मुझे डर लग रहा था अब मैं क्या करूं, अब मैं क्या बोलूं, क्लास तो अभी 2 घंटे की बाकी है, स्लाइड तो खत्म हो गई मेरी. So I was trying to fake it. So you are right. When you fake it, the other person gets to know of it. But when you know it and you start practicing it, you become perfect at it. So it is making you more knowledgeable. There is a research and a study which has been done on communication, not by me. You can Google it on communication. The content on the subject matter which I'm talking today, the non-verbal communication carries only and only 7% weightage. 37% weightage is of pitch of the voice, tone of the voice. तो अगर मैं आपको कुछ बेच रही हूँ या मैं आपको पढ़ा रही हूँ, अगर मेरी पिच बहुत धीरे होगी तो आपको लगेगा कि मुझे नहीं आता है. अगर मेरी पिच बहुत तेज होगी तो आपको लगेगा कि मैं अग्रेसिव हूँ, मैं आपको कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ. द पिच प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट, 37%. बट माइंड यू भाई मेरे, 56% वेटेज इज ऑन नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन. Non-verbal communication is 10 times more powerful than verbal communication. रिसर्च करी गई, स्टडी करा गया, औरतों को बैठाया गया, लड़कियों को बैठाया गया और कहा गया आपको अमेरिका में कैसे पता चलता है कि आपका हस्बैंड चीटिंग कर रहा है. जो पहले 2 साइंस थे वो दोनों साइंस थे नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन के. ही स्टार्टेड बिकमिंग फिटर, ही स्टार्टेड यूजिंग मोर परफ्यूम्स, ही स्टार्टेड व्हाटएवर इट वाज नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन. Whatever they wrote, whatever they said. So the researchers tell you, so the idea is when we know about non-verbal communication, it makes us more intelligent. मैं लड़की को डेट करने गया हूँ, मैं लड़के को डेट करने गई हूँ, अगर वो लड़की बार बार अपने कानों पे के पीछे अपने बाल कर रही है, बार बार आके बाल लेकर आ रही है, she is getting interested in me. वो लड़का जो बैठा है उसके पैर मेरी तरफ साइड कर रहे हैं. The person is interested in me if I've gone for a meeting. Non-verbal communication works differently for girls. It works differently for men. Men don't mind standing at angles and talking to each other, but females like seeing you right in front. Whether you are in a boardroom sitting with your boss or you are sitting with your any girl, she likes to see you in front because they listen. They say that females listen with their eyes, not with their ears. वो देखना चाहती हैं कि तुम्हारे हाथ कहाँ पर है, तुम्हारी बॉडी लैंग्वेज पूरी सामने देखना चाहती हैं, because they say they have this sixth sense that they get to know. What is that sixth sense? That sixth sense is body language. When you meet a person, the person is, when you go to an office, you meet a new person. Person आपसे बहुत अच्छी तरह, आपका बॉस बहुत बोल रहा है, प्यारे प्यारी बातें कर रहा है, but you are getting a feeling, नहीं ये सच नहीं बोल रहा, नहीं ये अच्छा नहीं है. Why? That is a vibe, that is non-verbal, which you can experience it, which you can feel it, and which doesn't lie 90%. Yes, 10% तो झूठ पे तो हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. People become smarter. That's how they learn, right? What you were 5 years back, are you the same Nishant 5 years later? जो तुम 5 साल पहले थे, क्या तुम वही हो आज? बताओ.
Absolutely not. It changes.
You have changed, right? And in aspect of understanding body language, are you the same? Are you the same what you were 5 years back?
5 years later, I like to drink chocolate wala doodh, and still I like to drink chocolate wala doodh. So I think I'm the same now.
Not about chocolate wala drink. Mentally, emotionally, are you the same person? Or have you changed during the period of time?
No.
It is completely you.
No,
You will tell me.
no.
You may be the same. Huh? Are you the same person?
No, absolutely.
Yeah, we learn from our mistakes. So when we say we are the same, it means there is something missing somewhere. Because we are learning every day, we are evolving from what we were before. हमारे साथ में हमारी जिंदगी में कोई घटना होती है, कोई एक्सपीरियंस होता है, that changes us. If we get stuck in that, if we are stuck where we were, it means we are not giving us the opportunity to evolve. So we are definitely changing with time. We are learning from time. So non-verbal communication इसने क्या किया, जो सना जब दिखा रही है, so you are right, ये emotions है. अभी क्या है कि जब तुम ग्रुप में बैठे, हम लोग ग्रुप में बैठे हुए हैं, ठीक है, हमने ग्रुप में देखा कि एक लड़के के एक्सप्रेशंस बदल रहे हैं, ठीक है, उसको गुस्सा आ रहा है कुछ सुन करके. सो अगर हमें ये पता चल जाता है, नाउ दिस इज समथिंग वेरी बेसिक व्हिच मोस्ट ऑफ अस शुड अंडरस्टैंड, बट देयर आर सम ऑफ अस हु डजंट अंडरस्टैंड. In spite of the fact that you are getting that non-verbal communication, you still don't understand that there is something which is happening there with your friend or with your someone. So if I'm sitting with like this head, okay, I'm studying today and I'm sitting like this, or I'm teaching you like this, what does it indicate, Nishant?
You are
ऐसे करके बैठे हो, क्या बता रहे हैं?
you're not interested.
शिवानी क्या बता रहा है अगर मैं ऐसे बैठी हूँ तो?
Either you are stressed or you're bored or you're like you're not even interested in the conversation or something,
Yes.
whatever
Yeah.
is happening.
Okay, yes, शिवम इसका क्या मीनिंग है?
I think you are not feeling well.
Yes, okay. चंकी आप क्या कहते हैं?
And this means ma'am, either we are not getting anything or like we are unable to grasp the meaning of the specific thing. That is why we are making an expression like this, or we are
Okay,
super stressed.
okay. Manish,
प्रेशराइज है, बटन है,
हाँ?
स्ट्रेस, ही इज हैविंग अ स्ट्रेस एंड प्रेशराइज है बंदा.
Pressurized है बंदा. You know, usually when when there are death in the family, okay, आप उनके घर जाएंगे तो आप देखेंगे वो लोग ऐसे बैठे होते हैं.
Yeah.
Okay, this is definitely a stressful position, and this is definitely अब मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. You are kind of giving up when we sit like this. Okay, when you will go there, you will find people sitting and crying like this. कि अब मैं क्या करूं? So These are the things that you understand. Okay, if somebody is sitting during the day like this, means he's facing some of the similar kind of emotion that he or she is going through. He or she needs our positive words at that moment, rather than हम उससे लड़ने लग जाए उस समय, नहीं तुमने ऐसा किया, तुमने ऐसा किया, हो सकता है वो बेचारा बंदा सुसाइड ही कर ले. You never know, okay, what he or she is going through. So if we are more intelligent, if we are more aware of what's happening around us, so it gives us the edge. क्या होगा निशान, हमें एक एज मिल जाती है, हमें एक बेटर ऑफ पोजीशन पे आ जाता है जब हम समझने लग जाते हैं कि ये जो है सामने मेरे क्या आने वाला है. So when people are talking in an interview, when you are talking with like this hands, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking like this, okay? So this is when my hands, you can see while talking, is considered to be an honest person, honest opinion. When my both hands are open, means I've told you all, I've shared it with you. अगर मेरा हाथ मेरी पॉकेट में और मैं तुमसे बात कर रहा हूँ, means I'm not really sharing everything with you. There is something which is certainly I'm hiding from you. So these are very little things that you are doing when you are sitting with a person, and the way he or she is talking now. You know, small tricks, if I have to say, which works very well with men or with women. Okay, पहले क्या करते थे, लड़कियों का रुमाल गिर जाता था, किताबें गिर जाती थी. हम लोगों ने मूवीज में देखा है ना, वो हीरो उठा करके किताब उठा रहा है और उसको दे रहा है. So the scene is, if we try to help, or if a female is trying to seek help, it always creates a bond. तुम्हारी किसी से कितनी ही दुश्मनी हो, अगर तुम लंच की टेबल पे बैठे हो उसके साथ में और उसने कहा ये जरा केचप पास करना मुझे, you will feel really good. You may not realize it, he or she may not realize it. You must always help the other person. And if you think that he is not going to help, ask for help, and you want to mend your relationship with that person, it can be your father, it can be your friend, it can be your colleague, you just ask, stapler dena, ek pencil dena. When that person is giving you that small gesture as giving you a pencil or a paper, it is creating a bond non-verbally between you and other person. The relationship kind of gets better if we stop thinking negative. अगर मेरे को वो आदमी पसंद नहीं है, मेरा बॉस, अगर मैं पूरे दिन उसके बारे में सोचती रहती हूँ कि वो मेरे साथ चीटिंग कर रहा है, बुरा कर रहा है, so वो जो नेगेटिविटी है, वो जो एनर्जी है, वो it kind of reaches the other person, whether I like it or I don't like it. Even if you will stop, I'm not asking you to start thinking positive about that person. Even if you stop thinking negative about that person, तो तुम्हारी relationship जहां पर है वहीं पर रुक जाएगी, उससे ज्यादा बुरी नहीं होगी. Now you may disagree with me. निशांत may disagree with me कि मैम मैं वही चॉकलेट वाला दूध पीता हूँ, मुझे वही अभी भी अच्छा लगता है. I don't believe in all this crap. Okay, I don't want you to believe me. I'm not asking you to believe me. I am no one. I don't want you to believe. I'm just trying to show you there is one more road there. You want to try walking on it? Try walking. Do it for one day. See how it feels. It is an experiment. Do it as an experiment. You think it doesn't work? Leave it. You've not given anything. कुछ चला गया तुम्हारे पास से? I am just trying to show you there is an option where we say we don't have an option. There is nothing wrong in trying something which has been said, or the researches have been done, or the studies have been done, which say that non-verbally we communicate quite a bit. So we can work upon it. Yes, knowledge का कोई replacement नहीं है. निशांत ने बिल्कुल सच कहा. मैं बॉडी लैंग्वेज से मे बी 10 मिनट, आधे घंटा, 1 घंटा उल्लू बना सकती हूँ, उससे ज्यादा मैं नहीं बना सकती. सामने वाले को पता चल जाएगा. एक इंटरव्यू क्लियर कर सकती हूँ, मैं भी 2 इंटरव्यू क्लियर कर लूंगी, तो मैं वापस सस्टेन नहीं कर पाऊंगी उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, मुझे छोड़ना पड़ जाएगा. So you are right when you say this. Yes, Sana, I kind of sabotaged your presentation. You can carry on.
Not at all, ma'am. I think we got.
No. I want you to finish this. I want you to finish the slides.
Yeah. So next, let's talk about eyes. So the eyes are frequently referred to the window of the soul, since they are capable of revealing a great deal about what a person is feeling or thinking. As we engage in conversations with another person, taking note of the eye movement is natural and important part of the conversation process. Some common things you may notice include whether the person making direct contact or averting their gaze, how much they're blinking, or if their pupils are dilated. So I think when we talk to a person and that person is not looking straight into our eye, they're looking on the other side, they're looking maybe on the wall, on the clock. It gives you a kind of a notion that the person is really disinterested and they're just waiting for the conversation to really end. So let's see the eye gaze. When a person looks directly into your eyes while having a normal conversation, it indicates that they're interested and paying attention. However, a prolonged eye contact can be threatening. On the other hand, breaking eye contact frequently and looking away might indicate that the person is distracted, uncomfortable, or trying to conceal his or her real feelings. Then the next is blinking. Blinking is natural, but you should pay attention to whether a person is blinking too much or too little. People often blink much more rapidly when they're feeling distressed or uncomfortable. Unfrequent blinking may indicate that the person is intentionally trying to control his or her moment. For example, a poker player might blink less frequently because he is purposely trying to appear unexcited for the hand he was dealt. And then we talk about the pupil size. Pupil size can be a very subtle non-verbal communication signal. While light levels of environmental control pupil dilation, sometimes emotion can also change the pupil size. Highly dilated pupils, for example, can indicate a person is disinterested. So here I have a visual video of how a dilated one, a rapid blinking looks like. So this was a rapid blinking, which is due to distress or discomfort, and highly dilated eyes might indicate this a desire. So as we discussed above, there were various examples wherein how a poker player behaves in order to show what kind of cards he's got, and sometimes you want to conceal what you're feeling, and hence you blink your eyes less. When you're distressed, you kind of blink more in order to think, or maybe in order to indicate that you're not really getting things or that you're uncomfortable. Should I move the slide up if anyone wants to read the content, or should I move ahead, or if someone has questions?
Read करो ना ये slide blinking please.
मैम ये pupil वगैरह हो गया है.
ठीक है, तो you can move ahead.
The topic is over. I was waiting for questions if any.
Anish, question पूछो सना से. नो मैम, मैं कुछ भी नहीं पूछूंगा. मैं सब कुछ अग्री करता हूँ, जो भी सना कह रही है वो सब कुछ सच है.
नहीं मैम, और टू हम सब समझ आ रहा है.
Can we move forward then?
हाँ, ये पढ़ो. ये वाला कहाँ पढ़ा तुमने? ये
We're going to start this. So then we talk about the mouth. Mouth expression and movement can also be essential in reading the body language. For example, chewing the bottom lip may indicate that the person is experiencing a feeling of worry, fear, or insecurity. Covering the mouth may be an effort to be polite if the person is yawning or coughing, but it also may be an attempt to cover a frown of disapproval. Smiling perhaps is one of the greatest body language signals, but smile can also be interpreted in many ways. A smile may be genuine, or it may be used to express false happiness, sarcasm, or even cynicism. When evaluating body language, we must pay attention to the following mouth and lip signals. The first is the pursed lips. Tightening the lips may be an indication of distaste, disapproval, or distrust. So when you put both your lips together and you kind of join them and move them inside, that's called pursing the lips. And it's a symbol of being disapproved of something, or you're not trusting the person, or you're not liking the situation as a whole. Then there is lip biting. Lip biting is when people sometimes bite their lips when they're worried, anxious, or stressed. Then the next is covering the mouth. For the biting of the lips, there's a picture down below to depict the same. Then there is covering the mouth. When people want to hide an emotional reaction, they might cover their mouth in order to avoid displaying the smiles or smirks. And then there is turned up or down. Slight changes in the mouth can also be subtle indication of what a person is feeling. When the mouth is slightly turned up, it means the person is feeling happy or optimistic. On the other hand, a slightly downturned mouth can be an indication of sadness, disapproval, or even outright grimace. So this can be very easily understood by the example of a smile. So when you smile, your mouth is turned up and you're mostly happy, optimistic, and when your mouth is turned down, it is normally an indication of sadness. Can you move forward? So let's talk about gestures. Gestures can be some of the most direct and obvious body language signals. Waving, pointing, and using fingers to indicate numerical amounts are very common and easy ways to understand gesture. Some gestures may be cultural, however, giving a thumbs up or a peace sign in another country might have a completely different meaning than it does in the United States. For example, a few common gestures and their possible meanings. A clenched fist indicates anger in some situation and solidarity in the others. A thumbs up or a thumbs down are often gestures of approval or disapproval. The OK gesture may be by touching the thumb to the index finger in a circle, while extending the other three fingers can be used to mean OK and all right. And in some parts of the Europe, however, the same signal implies that you're nothing. So like when we touch the thumb to our index finger and we show a kind of a zero. So in some countries, it means like, it's fine, it's okay, we're good with it. While on the other times, like as I mentioned in Europe, it can be a signal for you're nothing. So in some South American countries, it's also a vulgar gesture. The V sign is created by lifting the index finger and the middle finger and separating them to create a V shape, means peace or victory in some countries. In United Kingdom and Australia, the symbol is often offensive, meaning when the back of the hand is facing outward. So let's talk about the arms and legs. The arms and legs can also be useful in conveying non-verbal information. Crossing the arms indicate defensiveness. Crossing legs away from another person may indicate dislike or discomfort with an individual. Other subtle signs, such as expanding the arms widely, may be an attempt to seem larger and more commanding, while keeping the arms close to a body may be an effort to minimize oneself or withdraw one's attention.
The arms and legs can also be useful in conveying non-verbal. Crossing arms, जो हम लोग ऐसे करके बैठते हैं ना, हाथ ऐसे करके. So this is considered to be a closed position or a defensive position. Crossing legs away from another person may indicate dislike or discomfort. Yes, अगर मेरे तुम्हारे सामने, yes, if my legs are facing you, okay, so then I'm interested. But if I'm taking them away, it means I'm not interested. और अगर मेरे दरवाजे की तरफ जा रहे हैं तो मतलब मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ कि कब खत्म हो और मैं दरवाजे से भागूं. Other subtle signals, such as expanding the arms widely, may be an attempt to seem larger or more commanding, while keeping the arms close to the body may be an effort to minimize oneself, to withdraw the attention. हाँ, अपने पास में हाथ में घुसे जा रहे हैं ना अंदर, जैसे इंटरव्यू दे रहे हैं तो कई लोगों के हाथ घुसे जाते हैं. You have to keep normal of your hands. और कुछ लोग क्या करते हैं ना, ऐसे करके बैठते हैं ऐसे. So ये पोजिशन जो होती है ना, ये तो मोस्ट रिलैक्सिंग पोजिशन कही जाती है. And it is usually said that when you are in power, you try to show this or you try to do this body language.
Move forward, ma'am.
Yes.
So when we are evaluating body language, pay attention to some of the following signals that arms and leg may convey. Crossed arms might indicate that the person feels defensive, self-protective, and closed off. Standing with the hands placed on the hips can be an indication that the person is ready and in control, and is also positive and also possibly a sign of aggressiveness.
अच्छा, अगर hands hips पे रख के आप खड़े हैं तो मतलब आप लड़ने वाले हैं. Is it? ये मुझे नहीं पता था.
Ma'am, can I show a visual for the same?
हाँ, दिखाओ.
Sure, just a second.
फिर वापस वहीं से रीड करेंगे हम, ठीक है सना?
Sure. So if you can see, just a second. So this is like the hands on the hips, which shows that you're aggressive to fight enough. This is the symbol of crossed arms, which is defensive and self-protective and closed off. We also talked about the fists and the OK marks, which are these. And then we can also talk about the closed and the open position. So the closed posture is when your hands are, joined and your legs are closed while you're sitting comfortably in the open position, which indicates that you're friendly and you're open for a conversation. It shows your willingness.
अगर जैसे बात करते में आपका मुंह खुल रहा है, कोई दो लोग बात कर रहे हो, ठीक है, उनका कॉन्वर्सेशन देखना, अगर किसी का मुंह ऐसे खुल रहा है, दूसरा बोल रहा है बट द पर्सन हु इज लिसनिंग उसका मुंह खुल रहा है, सो दैट इंडिकेट्स दैट पर्सन इज वेटिंग टू टॉक, ये खत्म करेगा तो मेरा चांस आ जाएगा और मैं बोलूंगा. ओके, सो एंड ही इज इंटरेस्टेड इन द कॉन्वर्सेशन एज वेल, दैट आल्सो इट इंडिकेट्स.
Yes, ma'am.
मैं तो सोच रही थी कि अभी ब्रेक ले लेते हैं एंड वी कंटिन्यू फ्रॉम हियर. व्हाट से?
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
है ना, यहीं से, लेकिन तुम ये स्लाइड हटाना मत सना, ठीक है?
I'm sure I'll mark it here.
Just mark it here so that we can continue from here. So guys, let's take maybe 15 minutes break. Okay, 2 or 4 we'll start.
Okay.
Okay, see you then. Bye bye. Are we all there?
Yes, ma'am.
Shivani, Sana, Chunky,
Yes,
are
ma'am.
you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Kanika, Ajay, श्रेया, श्रेया ग्रुप में एडेड है कि नहीं है?
No, ma'am.
निशांत और श्रेया, are you added in the group? Baswat,
No, ma'am, I'm not added.
I think it's a different group.
हाँ, तो अब तो एक ही बैच हो गया ना. इसमें नंबर्स लिख दो और शिवानी तुम ऐड कर देना हमारे वाले ग्रुप में, ठीक है?
Or should I write it in the chat box?
हाँ, just write it in the chat box. हाँ जी, can we start Sana?
Yes, ma'am.
चंकी इसके बाद तुम बोलने वाले हो, ठीक है?
So the next one is clasping the hands behind the back might indicate that a person is feeling bored, anxious, or even angry. Rapidly tapping finger or fidgeting can be a sign that a person is bored, impatient, or frustrated. Crossing legs indicate that the person is feeling closed off or is in need of a privacy. Then let's talk about postures. How we hold our bodies can serve as an important part of our body language. The term posture refers to how we hold our bodies as well as the overall physical form of an individual. Posture can convey a wealth of information about how a person is feeling, as well as hint about the personality characteristics such as whether a person is confident, open, or submissive. Sitting upright, for example, may indicate that the person is focused and is paying attention to what's going on. Sitting with a hunched body forward or on the other hand can imply that the person is bored and indifferent. When you're trying to read the body language, try and notice some of the signals that the posture can send. Open posture. Open posture involves keeping the trunk of the body open and exposed. This type of posture indicates friendliness, openness, and willingness. Closed posture involves hiding the trunk of the body, often as hunching forward and keeping the legs crossed. This type of a posture can be an indication of hostility, unfriendliness, and anxiety, as depicted in the picture below. So, the one I'm pointing at. So, this is the picture for the postures. This is the picture for the arms and your body personality standing as a whole, like the first point that we discussed. And this is about the gestures. Then let's move forward to personal space in case no one has any doubts or any questions.
Yes, move ahead.
Yes. So next, let's talk about personal space. The term proxemics, coined by anthropologist Edward T. Hall, refers to the distance between people as they interact. Just as the body movement and facial expressions can communicate a great deal of non-verbal information, so can the physical space between them. Hall described the 4 levels of social distance that occur in different situations. Intimate distance, 6 to 18 inches. This level of physical distance often indicates a closer relationship or a greater comfort between individuals. It usually occurs during intimate contact, such as hugging, whispering, or touching. Personal distance. Personal distance is about 1.5 to 4 feet. Physical distance at this level occurs usually between people who are family members or close friends. The closer the people can comfortably stand while interacting can be an indication of the level of intimacy in their relationship. Social distance, which is 4 to 12 feet. This level of physical distance is often used with individuals who are acquaintances. With someone who you fairly know well, such as co-workers you see several times in a week, you might feel more comfortable interacting at a closer distance. In cases where you don't know the person well, such as a postal delivery driver you see once a month, the distance of 10 to 12 feet is more comfortable. Then let's talk about public distance, which is 12 to 15 feet. Physical distancing at the distance at this level is often used in public speaking situations. Talking in front of a full class of students or giving presentation at work are good examples of such situations. It is important to note that level of personal distance that an individual needs to be comfortable can vary from culture to culture. One often cited example is the difference between Latin cultures and those of North Americans. People from Latin countries tend to feel more comfortable standing close to one another as they interact, while North Americans need more personal distance. Here is an image to show the distances. However, we clearly know what proximities are and what comfortable proximities are supposed to be. And with this, we end the whole topic of how do we read.
हमने last वाली slide नहीं पढ़ी है ना?
नहीं मैम, I've read the whole. इसके बाद नहीं, there is much more. So
अच्छा,
then
ठीक है.
So we have covered how do we read gestures, and now the question is how to improve on non-verbal communications. So non-verbal communication is rapidly growing back and forth process that involves a full focus and moment-to-moment experience. As well as being fully present, we can improve on how we communicate verbally by learning to manage stress and developing emotional awareness. So the first point is we need to learn to manage stress in the moment. Stress compromises the ability to communicate. When we're stressed out, we're more likely to misread the other person, send confusing and off-putting non-verbal signals, and lapse into an unhealthy knee-jerk pattern of behavior. Emotions are contagious. When we are upset, it is very likely to make the other person upset and thus making the situation worse. If you're overwhelmed by stress, take time out and take a moment to calm down before we jump into a conversation. Once we have regained our emotional equilibrium, we'll feel better equipped to deal with the situation in a positive way. Then develop your emotional awareness. In order to send the accurate non-verbal cues, we need to be aware of our emotions and how they influence us. We also need to be able to recognize our emotions of others and the true feelings behind the cues that they're sending. This is where emotional awareness comes in. Being emotionally aware helps us to accurately read people, including their emotions, their feelings, and their unspoken messages that they're sending. Create trust in relationships by sending non-verbal signals that matches up to the words and respond in a way that shows that we understand and care. Can I move forward, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah. So now we're talking about 5 ways in which the body language impacts leadership results. This is an article I read long time back in Forbes, and I used it again. So I have copy pasted this data from Forbes itself. So effective leadership depends on the ability to inspire and positively impact people. Here are 5 crucial things that every leader needs to know about body language. You make an impression in less than 7 seconds. In business interactions, the first impressions are crucial. Once someone mentally labels us as